Welcome to Cool Explorations.
This video is sponsored by Beckner Flooring here in Swift Current. If you ever in need of flooring, it's a great company. They do awesome work, as you can see from the pictures here. If you need any flooring done in Southwest Saskatchewan here, they do tiling as well as the floors. I really do recommend them. Okay, these bathrooms really cracked me up. No pun intended. The one there, the urinal is right beside the window. Looks like it looks right out into a parking lot, and it's at a Burger King, so kind of creepy. And this other one, there's a toilet right in the shower, which I know a few people do, but it is really creepy and weird. It seems really odd to have a toilet right inside the shower. The other one here, they have a shower installed, but it cuts off it looks like a microwave, so it must be a kitchen or something. And it also cuts off the shelving in the drawer and the top shelves. So, yeah, kind of a bad location for that shower. And these two bathrooms, we have a little toilet that's kind of cramped in this tiny little space with a radiator heater right there, right by it. And then it has a shower right above it. That shower would hit right onto that heater, so really weird spot for that. And then these two urinals are right together in a corner, which only one can be used at a time there, so that's just pointless and disturbing. And this is another toilet that is bizarre. They've got glass dividers right in between these urinals, so you can see everything in between there, which is disgusting. And then next here, we have some kind of weird vent going across this road. I have no idea what that vent is, but I know it definitely should not be going across a road. The second image is a walkway stairs that goes down into this filthy looking lake or pond, but it goes down into a hole that goes underneath the lake, which just seems really weird. And then there's a door that goes into a pole. I'm not sure if that's a storage closet or what that's supposed to be, but yeah, it looks like a functional door, which is just, I don't know, weird place to put it. The next few images here, we have a garage that has steps going up into it rather than the driveway actually going into the garage. And then there's a window, and this window is definitely the wrong way around, because the screen should be on the inside, not on the outside of the window. And then there's a door with a chair that doesn't look very secure to climb up into that door. I'm not sure where that door leads into, but I imagine on the other side there's probably a drop-off. And then we have a handicap parking space, and it has a whole square of dirt in the center there. So anybody driving over that with their car would be driving up over top of that curb. And then in this one, there's a door above the steps. Not even, the steps don't even lead to it. It's just above the steps, so no one could really get to it. In the third picture, there's a fence with the bricks around it, but there's a brick divot that defeats the purpose of the fence, because then someone could just slide right into there. And then we have a very unsafe looking set of stairs with just a few thin poles holding up this bowed steps. I would not feel comfortable on that at all. And then there's a half toilet. That's something I have never seen before, is a half toilet. Not sure how you'd even use it. And then there's an escalator, but they made the escalator too short, so there's steps leading up to the elevator. And then there's a handicap entry door that has a bench sitting in front of it. So nobody who's handicapped could really even use it, and people trying to use it from the other side would get stuck. And then there's people working on a railway track that has all kinds of weird turns. I don't know if they realize that a train can't really navigate that many turns without derailing. And then in the next set of pictures here, we have a truck driving through wet cement, leaving the tracks all over the place there. And then we have somebody had obviously put in siding on this wall here, and they did not think to move this little stand on the side. So in the shape of that stand, we have a blank in the siding, so you can see the brick right on the other side of that. And then in the next set of pictures here, we have a door with a pipe going right across the bottom there. So you would have to either limbo underneath it or take a step on top of it and hope the door opens inward, not outwards. And then we have a weird landing that an escalator leads up to, but there's nothing there. And then there's steps that lead up to a window. No point in that there. It's also got railing blocking it off, which makes you wonder why they even put it there. And then there's some weird road things going on here. The road line, I wonder if the guy was drunk or high when he was doing this, because that road line is all over the place. And then in the other one, we have a very thick line in the center there. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be divided or solid, because it looks like there's divided lines as well as solid lines. And then there's a spiral staircase that leads to nothing. So kind of a waste of money to put that staircase in. And then we have some people that I'm not sure why they're even bothering putting in the parking lot, because they're making the cars way too deep and you could never get out of those parking spaces if it was full. And the guys are still putting them down, so they haven't even realized their stupidity. They need to be part of the song, Here's Your Sign. And then in the next one, we have a roof with a roof within the roof. It's just weird. And my son was saying that the building actually looks like a toilet. So the architect could maybe have used some work. And then there's another rickety staircase that I would not trust, and I'm not sure why they would even bother putting that in there. Why not just take it out and not risk the danger? And then we have a building that would look better with windows on both sides, but they have doors going all the way up the side of the building, which again makes no sense, because you could easily, if someone was to open that door, they'd fall. And I like this last one. It says clearance, not much, which I find kind of funny, but you look at it and it's very, very steep going down there. And I would be very worried about any vehicle going down there, never mind a high up vehicle. And then we have a bench here that has cactuses growing in the inside, which, I mean, in theory, they look kind of cool, but kind of a prickly seat if you were to lean back or sit on that particular one there, where they're all hanging out over the bench. And then somebody probably lost their job or got in a lot of trouble for this one with the vehicle here that's hanging over the edge. Not sure how they're going to get that back. They're going to need some tow trucks to pull it, I think, and hope it doesn't fall in the meantime, because that would be an expensive mistake. And then we have stairs that is supposed to have a wheelchair access ramp, and they've just put a flat surface going all the way down the steps with boards. Way too steep for someone to use who's handicapped. And then we have a pathway with a big V of poles going across it, so you'd have to step in between that in order to get across that pathway. And this one just blows my mind, because it's a whole bunch of tires holding up this building. It looks like it's in a poor neighborhood, which to me is sad, but I don't see how that's safe. I would be very worried that one of those tires would fall out, or someone would pull one out to be funny, and your whole building would collapse. The final set of pictures here are quite weird as well. The one, there's a window, and I'm not sure if that's a porch above it or if it's just a shelter that they're doing to cover that, but it doesn't look pretty and it doesn't look safe or secure. The next one, I pity the kid that tries to go down this without thinking about it, because if it's a guy, he'll nard himself pretty easily. If it's a girl, I mean, they'd smack their head right on that thing. And then there's a pointless gate for letting people into the parking lot and out of the parking lot, but it only covers about a foot of the actual drive, so anybody could go through that driveway and completely avoid that pole. So it's not really doing its job.
Remember to like and subscribe.